So I've seen the Day of the Dead 4K restoration from Scream Factory, and I've got some thoughts on it and some information that might be helpful to people that are trying to debate whether or not they want to get this 4K restoration or stick with the Blu-ray. So I went down to Scream Factory's 13th anniversary celebration at Vidiot's here in Los Angeles. I got a bag, a Scream Factory 13 bag, 13 Years of Fear. I also got some Blu-rays and 4Ks while I was there because they had a pop-up shop, and they also did a double feature with Piranha with a Q&A from director Joe Dante. And of course, the main event of the night, they showed off the new 4K restoration that they've been working on for so long of George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. Yes, it was an excellent night. And that was just, you know, the stuff that went into it, not even the 4K restoration. But for those people out there that might be a little worried about what they're doing with this 4K restoration, is it from the original film elements? Is it from the interpositive? Whatever. In a previous video, I did say, because I read the press release wrong, because I goofed, brain farted, that it was from the original film elements. It is not from the original film elements, or from the original film negative, that is. Don't want to goof again. I pissed off some people with that video. I didn't want to take it down because it had a lot of good information in it. So I want to set the record straight that it is not from the original camera negative. It is from original film elements, probably the interpositive. They weren't very specific about this during the event. They just wanted it to be about the 4K restoration, the movie, people watching it in a theater.
And one day, after the crippling and kind of embarrassing heartbreak of thinking that I'd found it twice, I desperately begged for delivery records from the same company that I had asked over and over and over. I was then told that a guy who used to work there suddenly had a recollection. He remembered it being sent to a vault somewhere years ago. I then sent the most professional email that I've ever sent before. Wait, what the hell? Are you serious? And then, there it was. I was actually holding it. Memory is how this was eventually found. This is not a film that you forget. This restoration not only belongs to the present tonight, but for future generations to come. This and all films need to be sought out and restored. They are art, they are culture, they are a piece of what makes us who we are. This is a George Romero film, and that is why I never gave up. Long live physical media, knows I support it.
So that gets to, what did I think of the actual 4K restoration? And so, as you know on my channel, I don't get too far into the weeds on film picture quality, stuff like that. If it looks good to me, I'm going to tell you it looks good. I don't get too into the weeds about, you know, scans and all of that and the different intricacies. That's for other channels because, quite frankly, I've just not been that big of a film picture nerd like that. You know, if something is playing in Dolby Vision, I'll watch it in Dolby Vision. Otherwise, I won't. My TV supports Dolby Vision now, all of that stuff. But from what I can tell you as just a film fan, a lover of Day of the Dead, the movie has never looked this good. And I know that's a big buzz phrase when it comes to things like these that, you know, influencers say and go, oh my God, this is the best the film has ever looked. You will never see it like this ever. But here in this case, it really feels like this is the best we're going to get for this film. That previous Blu-ray release from Scream Factory was a good transfer. It wasn't the best of the best. This one, not being from the original camera negative, will not be the best of the best possible quality that we can get, but Scream Factory has been looking for this for like 2+ years. It is so crazy that they can't legally tell us where they got it from. It's from somewhere in the United States, but outside of that, it's not in a blood diamond mine in Africa or something like that. Outside of that, they cannot legally tell us where they got the elements that they used for this restoration, but it looks and sounds thumping, beautiful, just crisp. The colors, where there are colors in the film, because there's a lot of clinical gray and white in Day of the Dead, the colors pop. The zombies, the blood, everything. You can see every little intricate detail of the makeup. Like, for people who love Tom Savini's work, and this movie features 3 of the best effects people in human history with Tom Savini, John Vulich, and Greg Nicotero working on it. And so when you have people like that working on something, it needs to be the best bombastic quality that you get on screen. And with this 4K restoration, with all of the little intricate details of the guts and the blood and Rhodes getting torn in half and other people, combined with the sound and the soundtrack and the sound design, all of it goes into this just wonderful, like loving, touching tribute to this film, which I consider to be George A. Romero's masterpiece. This is Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead are very, very, very excellent, awesome, amazing, like world-changing films, but Day of the Dead is where he hit his stride, and you could tell that all of his love and affection for this genre, for what he was trying to say with all of this, with zombies and people, the haves and have-nots, all of that. You can see it in Day of the Dead, and now you can see it in the best way that you have ever seen this movie. And after the screening, I just had to sit there and just like gawk. And just like my mouth was open, like I was next to my friend and my girlfriend, and just all of us were like, wow, like that was, you could feel this energy in the theater at the end of it, just like people going like, oh my God, like the representatives from Scream Factory got emotional because this was the culmination of their work that they've been trying for and failing over and over again. They had an introduction to the film, and they had been trying and trying and trying to find something to do this 4K restoration, and they finally did it. And if it's any indication of what we're going to get on the disc, I have no idea about when the disc is coming out. I have no idea about what's going to be on the disc, if there's going to be documentaries, new interviews, whatever. I have no idea about any of that stuff. They did not talk about that stuff. So anything that you hear is speculation or stuff that's getting leaked is not from Scream Factory, or at least they didn't want to tell us that at this event. But what I can tell you is that this 4K restoration, if you love this movie, if you love Day of the Dead, this will be a must-buy if it's from Scream Factory. If other studios use Scream Factory's restoration, even better. Say they just release a bare bones one, which I don't think they're going to, then you can get it from someone else that's going to use this transfer. And this transfer is going to be the gold standard for Day of the Dead going forward. But outside of that, it was an excellent event. You can enter Scream Factory as a sort of contest going on to win an instant Scream Factory collection, which it did apply to. I've gotten a couple entries for it because, well, I lost most of my Scream Factory collection in the Eden Fire, so I wanted to get that back. But yeah, the Day of the Dead, I'm looking forward to it, whether it comes out at the end of this year or next year or whatever. This 4K restoration is something that physical media fans, anyone who loves film, who loves Day of the Dead, George A. Romero, the zombie movies that he's made, will be a treat. And seeing it in a theater was an even bigger treat with just the energy of the crowd and all of that. So if they ever do screenings with this restoration, go see it. You need to see this. But outside of that, cannot wait for the 4K to come out. What do you think about this Day of the Dead 4K restoration? Do you think it's a long time coming? Do you think Scream Factory is going to screw it up? I know there's people out there that are not the biggest fans of Scream Factory anymore. I have held firm that they are a good company that, let's face it, everyone is putting out stuff on 4K and just going, okay, we're going to take the Blu-ray, but get a 4K restoration, and then that's that. So if you don't have the Blu-ray, then it's fine to get the 4K. And if you have the Blu-ray and you don't want to upgrade to the 4K, you don't have to upgrade to it. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. I love hearing from everybody. And I did shout out, I got to see YouTube user Thomas Price. He commented on my post on the community tab. Thank you for coming out and talking to me and having a chat. I know it was in the line for the bathroom, but it's always fun to chat with people in person. So thank you. And thank you to all of you for watching. And if you want to see more videos like this where I talk about film and whatever else, or maybe you want to see me how I'm rebuilding my collection after losing it all in the Eden Fire, you can check out this playlist right here. It's got all of those videos basically from the start of this year until now of me rebuilding this collection behind me.